Alright everybody, welcome on back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 best weapons to use here in Black Ops 6 Zombies in Season 3. Like I always tell you guys, this is no official list, but I guarantee if there was one, this would probably be pretty damn close. And I don't know about you guys, but so far Season 3 has been my favorite season in Black Ops 6. Gotten some really good content this season, from some new weapons to an absolutely killer map with a really good boss fight. If you guys are looking for some really good OP loadouts to rock this season, then we definitely got you guys covered here today. With all that out of the way, if you guys are into Zombies content, do me a huge favor, rock the hell out of that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 28,000 subscribers and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the crazy love and support. It really does mean a lot to me. Before we jump in here really quick, let me know down in the comments what's been your favorite or go-to weapon so far here in Season 3. Coming in at number 5 is not particularly one of my favorites, but I think people might write if it's not on the list here. Now it's going to be the AMR Mod 4. Now this sniper rifle is an absolute beast. I gotta fully admit, when you're taking this thing up against any of the bosses, this thing does some insane damage. Especially with its special pack-a-punch ability, you can just spam the trigger almost as fast as you can pull the thing. And taking this sniper rifle up against the Z-Rex boss, this gun honestly puts up some crazy damage numbers. Even without hitting him in those critical areas, you're going to be doing a steady 4 to 5k damage. When you do end up hitting him in the eyes, you can be doing up to 8,000 damage a shot, which is kind of insane. Out of all of the regular bullet weapons that I've tested against the Z-Rex, this one actually does the most damage. To me, there is a little bit of a downside when it comes to using it. Number one, it's a little bit harder to deal with larger hordes of zombies. Since it is just a single shot, having to spam that trigger all the time really does get kind of annoying, and your finger, I guarantee you, will get tired after a little while. With that being said, I think this is one of the best weapons that you can pair up with the Ray Gun Mark II to take on either the Z-Rex, or if you want to take on any of the other bosses, it'll handle those really good as well. Go ahead and toss the loadout for the AMR up on the screen right here. Coming in at number 4 is going to be one of our new Season 3 weapons. We got the Kilo. I gotta say guys, I think Treyarch did a really good job with the DLC weapons this time around, because a lot of them ended up on the list this time. Now the Kilo doesn't really have any special abilities after it's pack-a-punched, but after you get the pack-a-punch and you get double tap, this thing's fire rate is so crazy. I mean, this gun honestly just blew me away the first time I ended up using it. Even with this gun's insane fire rate, it's still just incredibly easy to use and incredibly easy to control. If you guys are familiar with the Kilo, you know it does sacrifice just a little bit of that damage for just how smooth it is. If anybody's on mouse and keyboard, I can guarantee you this is like a mouse and keyboard's wet dream. No recoil, handles really easily, decently powerful. Honestly, who wouldn't love this thing? I could honestly see a lot of people that are big fans of guns like the XM4 or the Krig to kind of start gravitating over towards this gun. Now, one con that I did have with the Kilo, especially if you guys are playing a lot of Shattered Veil, is that the gun just isn't that great to take up against the Z-Rex. There's definitely a lot of better options. I mean, one we already covered in the video and a couple more that we're about to talk about. If you just want a really good AR to maybe get through some main quests or take on maybe some of the other bosses in the game, the Kilo will definitely do you right. Or hell, maybe you just want to jump in and grind up to round 40 and then exfil, the Kilo will definitely do that hands down, no problem. We're gonna go ahead and toss the loadout for the Kilo up on the screen right here. I highly recommend you guys try this one out, and this was around one of the first times that I was trying out the gun, so I also highly recommend you guys switch out that for one of the larger extended mags. Now coming in at number 3, this weapon is actually the reason why the video is a day late and why you guys ended up getting it today and not yesterday, is because the NailGun ended up dropping, and this thing is kind of crazy. It was actually so good that it ended up bumping off a weapon on the list that was supposed to be in the number 3 spot. Yes guys, the Siren 9mm was actually supposed to take the number 3 spot, but it's going to be bumped out by this NailGun. I'm sure most of you guys know how good the Siren is. It's small, it's compact, the movement on it is just really good. Plus being combined with how powerful it is, it's quick, it's snappy. I mean, the thing is just, it's an amazing weapon. Now imagine that, but like twice as good. This NailGun really does just kind of feel like the Siren 9mm, but with a better ammo capacity. To be honest, I'm pretty sure it hits a little bit harder too. Now, before you pack-a-punch the NailGun, this thing kinda sucks. When you're starting off a match, you're only gonna have 15 nails in this gun before you have to reload, so you're not gonna be killing too many zombies. Now after you pack-a-punch, you're gonna be sitting on 100 rounds, which definitely feels a lot better. And even the Siren with an extended mag on after pack-a-punching only holds 80 rounds. Now, similar to the Siren, the NailGun's fire rate is a bit slower, but after you get double tap, it feels just fine. If you want to take this gun up to like round 40, round 50 without having to rely on either wonder weapons or score streaks, it can definitely do that. I also found that this was an amazing weapon to pair up with the Ray Gun Mark II to take up against the Z-Rex. The damage really wasn't anything crazy, but I was actually kind of surprised at how it was just chipping away at him, and it's really easy to just move around the arena. You definitely don't feel weight or bogged down at all. That was one of my gripes with the AMR Mod 4. Yes, it is one of the most powerful and most damaging weapons that you can take up against the Z-Rex, but unfortunately it weighs me down a little bit and I just don't like that. Overall, this gun actually really highly impressed impressed me, and I was actually very tempted even putting this in the number 2 spot. As you guys can see here with the loadout, we don't got any attachments. This one's about as simple as it can get. Now coming in at number 2, guys, is going to be a gun that has quickly became hands down one of my favorites to use here, and that is the AMAX. This gun is a beast. It really kind of threw me by surprise because I was thinking that the Kilo was going to be morely my favorite, because I remember back in 2019 I really wasn't that big of a fan of the AMAX, but I loved the Kilo. But here in Black Ops 6 it's kind of the opposite way around. I'm a little bit more of a fan of the AMAX than I am of the Kilo, especially when you put the gain twist barrel on it. The iron sights really remind me of the Peacekeeper from BO3 and BO4. Now the AMAX also does have a little bit more recoil than the Kilo, but I don't really think it's that bad. It's honestly pretty easy to control. Now for me personally, I also like going with the drum mag. If you guys don't mind going with a single tap weapon, the 10 round mag is actually broken on this AMAX right now, and especially for the early game, the damage it does is just insane. Kind of like with the AMR Mod 4, I don't like rocking this so much just because after a while my finger just goes, I'm done. For me personally, I do just like rocking the drum mag so that way I can just constantly lay down fire. Now you will be taking a little bit of a hit with the damage with using the drum mag, but honestly I think it's kind of worth it. Hey, if you guys like this single fire with a little bit more damage, more power to you. I did also find that this is an amazing weapon to pair up with the Ray Gun Mark II to take on the Z-Rex, as this was actually the first weapon that I was able to beat the Z-Rex with. I've also found myself just coming in for some medium to high round runs, and this thing does excellent for those. All the specials and elites go down relatively easy depending on what round you're on. Like most guns in the game, you can definitely feel that drop off in damage right around round 40. If you're also just looking for a good gun to just jump in and go for a quick like round 50 run, I think here in season 3 this AMAX is an excellent choice. When it comes to the ARs right now, I kind of think the Kilo and the AMAX are kind of dominating, and I would suggest using these guns because you never know, they might end up seeing slight nerfs later. I know that right now they are a little bit OP because they want everybody using them because of the nostalgia with Verdansk coming back and everything like that. As of right now, there really is no other reason to rock any of the other ARs unless you're like a really big fan of the XM4, or maybe you just really love the Krig, like the way that it handles and everything like that. Just kind of feel like these rifles are kind of coming out on top right now. The GPR-91 is just mean mugging side-eyeing me to hell right now. Here is the loadout for the AMAX up on the screen right now. Like I mentioned before, if you guys want to switch out that mag for the 10 round mag, you guys can go ahead and do that, but I definitely highly recommend you guys check out the AMAX. This gun is honestly incredible. Now coming in at number 1, guys, I know some people probably seen this coming, the GS45s are back on top. Not only are these guns amazing for taking you up into the high rounds, but they're also just amazing to take up against the Z-Rex. If you're playing Shattered Veil, you can actually buy them off the wall in the spawn room, which is also a huge plus. It really did seem like throughout our previous 2 DLC maps that Treyarch was trying to get us not to use these weapons so much. Or yes, in Citadel we could buy them out of the spawn room, but the boss was really immune to explosive damage, so they really didn't do anything. And we basically ended up with the same thing with the Tomb, where the artifact was immune to explosive damage as well, and we couldn't even buy them out of the spawn room. The other thing on Citadel was you could buy them out of the spawn room, but also there was no PhD on the map, so you either had to do the Easter egg to get the free PhD perk, or you had to wait until round 25, which means you were gonna have to go all that time avoiding the splash damage and everything, which can honestly be pretty difficult, especially when you're being surrounded by zombies. I'm sure we've all had an incident or two. But here with Shattered Veil in season 3, the GS45s are an excellent pick, and actually I gotta say they're probably the best pick for the map. Not only will these things make sure that you can get through the Easter egg incredibly easily, there is also a PhD machine on the map ensuring that you can get that really early on. These things are great for clearing out hordes of zombies, and especially for dealing with those Elder Disciples. When it comes to taking on the Z-Rex, the GS45s are back to being my main primary weapon that I love to take in to fight this guy. Yes, I am still using the Ray Gun Mark II, but it's really nice to just be able to switch over to the GS45s, and you don't really have to aim or anything. You just pop them off and you're still going to be doing over 1,000 damage to them. It's also incredibly easy to hit those critical areas. You don't even have to be that precise. You just got to hit him in the general area and the explosion will still damage him. While there are other guns in the game that will do more damage to the Z-Rex in a shorter amount of time, these are the ones that I've had the most luck with, that I found are also just the easiest to use. You really don't lose that momentum when switching from weapon to weapon. Make the main quest incredibly easy, and if you guys just want to go for some really high rounds, they're definitely capable of doing that. To me, using the GS45s kind of feels like putting Black Ops 6 Zombies on easy mode. Instead of the game actually having a difficulty toggle, the difficulty comes in what we're actually using to get things done. Think of it like Elden Ring with using summons and stuff like that. We are going to go ahead and wrap things up here and toss the loadout for the GS45s up on the screen. Highly recommend you guys check these things out here in Season 3. Actually, all of these weapons, especially in Shattered Veil. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I greatly do appreciate it. Drop a like on it if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.